Hello world, it's your boy J Living Fit, and I have returned with yet another video, and I have to make a rebuttal. It is extremely important that I make a rebuttal against a YouTuber's video by the name of Ron Williams. Now this guy is very informative, he's very educational, very well experienced too, I might add, has good intentions, but he made a very audacious, very bold, very heroic, intrepid, I might as well add, statement. And that is, and I quote, that you should stop doing dips immediately in all capital letters. I'll repeat. He said you should stop doing dips immediately.
Now the dips are actually a dangerous exercise, and many times people use this exercise. Now the dips are actually a dangerous exercise. Now the dips are actually a dangerous exercise. Now the dips are actually a dangerous exercise.
How bold of a claim is that? He didn't say you should be careful when doing dips. He didn't say take precautious measures when doing dips. He didn't say take preventative measures when doing dips. He said, affirmative, you should stop doing dips immediately. Affirmative, assertive. Now, I take that as offensive, man. That's pretty irreverent in my books. Why? Because I am a huge advocate of dips. I mean, dips help me build my... You know what? Let's take the hoodie off. Let's take the hoodie off. Dips help me build my triceps. Dips are one of the best exercises you can possibly perform for your chest and triceps. Look, if it wasn't for the dip, I wouldn't have been able to build my triceps. One of my favorite exercises for triceps are dips. So to make a claim as bold as this one, it behooves me to make a rebuttal. All right, and on top of that, your video accumulated up to about 800,000 views, and it will approach 1 million views. I cannot have 1 million people with the influence in their mind that they should avoid dips, because dips are a fantastic exercise for overall upper body strength. And one more thing, it is incumbent that I do this, and I want to say this the nice way, but I know you're an elder and I'm younger than you, but today I'm gonna have to treat you like a little big brother and take you to school. Now let's examine, let's expound upon shoulder joint anatomy 101.
When you're doing the dips, at the bottom of the rotation or the repetition, the shoulders start to roll forward, forcing that joint out of socket, and you're pushing, and it hits the lower pec, of course. And it also hits a tremendous amount of the tricep. But what it's doing to that shoulder joint, it's wrecking your shoulder joint over and over.
All right, Caddy, He said he had enough. He's tired of hearing this nonsensical information without facts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide the facts with the man himself, the anatomy god himself. He decided to make a guest appearance. He goes by the name of Caddy the Cadaver, guys. Get used to him. Now, Caddy, thank you for making your guest appearance. And thank you for allowing me to demonstrate basic shoulder anatomy so we can come to a conclusion. Are dips wrecking your shoulders? Are they dangerous for your shoulders? Let's get straight into it. So, we refer to the glenohumeral joint as the shoulder, but its scientific term is the glenohumeral joint, which is right here, this area here. And it's made up of the upper arm bone, scientifically known as the humerus, and the shoulder blade, scientifically known as the scapula. These two bones join together and they articulate, all right? And they form the glenohumeral joint. Gleno meaning glenoid cavity, which is a depression right here in the scapula. And we have the humerus. Glenoid cavity, humerus joint. Glenohumeral joint. All right? Now, this joint is a ball and socket joint. It's like a baseball right into a baseball glove. That's how the joint works. And this joint has the most freedom of movement out of all joints in the body. It can rotate a complete 360 degrees. That's why baseball players can wind up all the way back and throw that ball, because of such flexible and mobile joint. Has the most mobility. Now that comes with a price. All right, this joint has the most flexibility, the greatest range of motion, but that means that it lacks the stability. Because as you can see, this depression here on the scapula, this glenoid cavity, let's zoom into that a little bit, it's very shallow and small. So that allows for me to go like this. Come up all the way around. All right? And this joint is held up together. The glenohumeral joint is held up together by a group of muscles known as the rotator cuff muscles, or the sits muscles, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, subscapularis. These muscles are responsible for making sure that glenohumeral joint maintains its structural integrity. So when those muscles are weak, then you're going to have bad shoulder stability. When those muscles are tight and tonic, then you may have bad shoulder flexibility. So you definitely want to have strong rotator cuff muscles, but you also want to have mobile, flexible rotator cuff muscles so that you can put your shoulders through a great range of motion, because your shoulders have multiple functions. It's a multi-axial joint, meaning that it can be put through many different axes and ranges of motion. All right? Because you have shoulder flexion, which is coming forward. You've got shoulder extension coming backwards. You've got shoulder abduction, abduct away. And then you got shoulder adduction, like 1 + 1 = 2, back down together. You got internal rotation. You got external rotation. Many functions of the shoulder, guys. And you want to be able to perform all functions of the shoulder if you have a healthy shoulder joint. So, should you avoid the dip? Well, let's look at the dip. All you're doing is extending the shoulder and you're flexing the shoulder. You're extending the shoulder in its normal range of motion and you're flexing the shoulder. You're doing the same exact thing during a bench press. You come down to extend the shoulder and then you flex the shoulder. Shoulder extension, shoulder flexion. It's the same movement. So by default, if you're saying that you should stop doing dips immediately, by default, I can also make the inference that you're saying that you should avoid bench presses because you're putting the shoulder through the same amount of extension, if not more. Look at where my elbows are here. Boom. Shoulder extension, shoulder extension. Shoulder flexion, shoulder flexion. Only difference is during a bench press, I'm horizontal. During a dip, I'm vertical. Look, you see how my shoulders are coming forward? And then they're coming back into the glenoid cavity? It's the same thing with the dip. My shoulders are coming forward, and I'm pushing it back into the glenoid cavity. Bench press, shoulders are coming forward, back into the glenoid cavity. What stops my shoulders from coming more forward here on the bench press is my chest. The bar hits my chest, so I can't come down any more forward. On the dip, there is no stopping point, so you have to control the movement. So conclusively, guys, you really just have to make sure that you have flexible rotated cuffs. Make sure that you're stretching out your rotated cuffs. Also, you want to make sure that you're strengthening those muscles as well so that they can keep the glenohumeral joint intact. All right? And also, make sure you control yourself on the dip. Don't just free fall all the way down. Control yourself on the movement. I know some guys that go beyond 90 degrees. They come all the way up here. I really can't do that. It bothers my shoulders. But they have the flexibility for it. But for the average person, the average Joe like myself, all I do is come 90-degree angle, as you can see, and come back down. 90-degree angle and come back down. Your shoulders are made to flex, extend, to hyperextend. Honestly, it is. And rotate 360 degrees if your flexibility and your structural integrity allows for it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Dips are not the enemy. Learn more about your anatomy physiology. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Jay Living Fit. Don't forget to say peace out to my boy Caddy Cadaver. I killed this video, and I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. I'm the captain now. I'm the chosen one.